Hey guys,
Wow.
we're at the Seattle Space Needle and we're getting ready to go up in there. We have to wait in line till 8:15 and then go to the elevator and take the elevator up to the top. So we can't wait to get up there and see the view. This is the Edgewater Hotel. This is where we're staying in Seattle. It's just about a half mile, maybe a mile from the Space Needle, which we're going to go and walk and look at that now. We inquired at the hotel's front desk if it was safe enough to walk in Seattle in the evening, because a lot of big cities, it's not safe to walk. But she said, as far as she knew, it was safe. So off we went to see the Space Needle. We saw a lot of interesting sights along the way, and we saw a lot of people walking too. And then we got our glimpse of the Space Needle, although we were still pretty far away. We have no idea what this tree was. It was all metal. We've never seen anything like it. There she is, the Space Needle. We had to walk up a giant hill, a 20-minute walk from our hotel. The closer we got to the Space Needle, the farther away it seemed. This thing was huge. We finally made it to the Seattle Center, where there was the Olympic Iliad, a ginormous sculpture that was made in 1984. This thing is so big. And finally, we're getting close to the Space Needle. It is one of the most photographed and recognized structures in the world. It was built as a cultural centerpiece for the 1962 World's Fair, whose theme was the age of space.
I know that. Right. I promise.
We finally made it in to where we could purchase our ticket. It was $63.40 for seniors. And inside this place, you can see people all around. They are actually standing in line to get in the elevator to go up in the Space Needle. Who would have ever thought there would be so many people there? They gave everyone a time to go stand in line. So to kill time, you walk through the gift shop. They had everything you could think of concerning a Space Needle. This Lego Space Needle was 55,000 bricks. How would you like to put that together? We make new friends wherever we go, and we had plenty of time to make friends because we were there about 3 hours, and most of the time was spent standing in line. As we were standing in line, there was all sorts of information that you could learn about the Space Needle, which made the time pass quickly. At 605 feet tall, the landmark was constructed to symbolize humanity's space-age aspirations. And since its grand opening on April 21st, 1962, continues to represent the innovative and forward-thinking spirit of Seattle. While digging the foundation, they found a mastodon tooth, and the foundation was poured with one pouring of concrete because they felt it would make the foundation stronger. 5,600 tons of concrete poured in one day with 72 anchor boats. The tower's saucer-shaped top offers visitors in Seattle the only indoor-outdoor panoramic view of downtown, Mount Rainier, Puget Sound, and the Cascades and Olympic mountain ranges. The Needle was built to withstand a 9.0 earthquake and 100-mile-an-hour winds. We were so thankful they had all of this interesting information and photos to look at as we were standing in line. It made the time seem to go so much more quickly. That is one thing that they really need is another elevator, because there's only one elevator to service all the people to get them up and down. The Space Needle officially opened the first day of the World's Fair, and during the expo, the tower hosted an estimated of 2.65 million visitors, including many famous people, and at the time of opening cost $1. Everything back in 1962 was about space. That's when the Jetsons came out as well. Even Elvis Presley made a movie there at the Space Needle, and he was up in the restaurant. Also in 1962, TVs only had 4 channels, and there was a display of that as well.
Disney Hole in the Lake, so it's pretty similar. Yeah. In front of us we have the California Station. That was the hospital in Grey's Anatomy for the first 3 seasons. And here on the right side we have the Science Center. That was built in 1962 for the World's Fair, like the Space Needle. And the monorail. Those are the only 3 original buildings from that era. Yeah. Everything else was added later here at the Seattle Center. If you look to your left, again, you can see Lake Union. That is a freshwater lake. Zip-lining slider all the time, and people live there in floating houses, communities. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Here on the right side, we have Elliott Bay, part of the Puget Sound. And the native communities call it the Coast Salish Sea. So if you look on the other side, you can see West Seattle. There's a Statue of Liberty over there, if you guys want to go check it out. Yeah. So up here, we have 1 coffee shop and 2 bars, and the glass floor is 1 floor below. Hope you have a great day.
You have the reflection. It looks like it's up in the sky.
Yeah.
It's like,
All you can say is, wow, that view is unbelievable. We never intended to be up there at dark, but it just worked out that way. By the time we walked there and then stood in line and got up there, it was pitch dark outside. But what a view. And to think, when this thing first opened, the observation deck, the glass was just chest high. And wow, that would be very dangerous in today's standards. And so now the glass goes all the way up to the top. When you think of Seattle, you think of the Space Needle. It's definitely a must-see if you're ever in Seattle. I'm sure the view in the daytime is just as spectacular, but in a different way. They had a sign where you could see where everything was located. And if we look tired in these pictures, it's because at this point we had been up over 20 hours and we were exhausted.
Amazing. Or it looks like a maze.
By the time we finished at the Space Needle and took the long walk back to our hotel, it was nearly 2:30 in the morning, our time, and we had been up so long, we were exhausted. So we got some rest and got ready for our Alaska cruise, which took out the next day. These pictures look grainy because we took pictures of the screen. If you would like to see more of our 50th anniversary Alaska adventures, click the video that just popped up on your screen.